Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage. Thank you so much for joining me for another day of stamping fun. And it is going to be fun because today I am doing Musical Jamboree. I've been waiting to do this one with you for a while because it's so cute. Aren't those animals adorable? Now here in Springfield, Missouri, we get to go to the best concerts, mostly down in Branson. And Jeff and I are not country western fans particularly. I mean, I like the old kind of country music, and I like acoustical stuff. Now, Jeff's more your rock and roll, old 60s kind of guy. Okay, we are old after all. But they have the most amazing music down here, and I am sure that they do in a whole lot of places, and we just didn't know about it. But down here, we hear some of the best fiddle and banjo and guitar and whatnot. Folk music, country, I wouldn't say country western, country. Anyway, because we're still not big in the country western thing, but that's just personal taste. Having said all of that, this stamp set actually was camp oriented to me and that's why my newsletter was more like that. But as I've worked with it, I've just appreciated it for more than even that. Now, so today I'm using some old stuff. I've been using more old stuff. Have you too? Some of you who have been with Stampin' Up! For a long time, our new catalog is, I think, geared toward the new stamper more, which I've really enjoyed because the new stampers are finding things that they like in it, and it's getting me back into some of my old stuff with the new, because some of the kinds of things that I would normally buy weren't in this catalog, and I'm not sad about that because I have lots. I'm sure you do too. And for background things, this catalog has a lot of things in it, but I am pulling out more of my old stuff to do backgrounds, and I think you're going to see today what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down and we're going to get started. It's been a busy summer and it's hot. Is it hot where you are too? It probably is. It's hot all over. Today it's actually pretty nice, I suppose, looking out from inside. It's quite nice in the air-conditioned environment. But I had to go out and put some black spot stuff on my roses. And anyway, that was warm. I was going to put some other stuff on them too, fertilizer and all, and I just told Jeff I'm going to do that tomorrow because it's pretty hot out there. I got a little sweaty doing it because it's a bit humid as well. So I'm sure if you're sweltering, I know in the Tri-Cities where we came from, it is hot, hot, hot. So I have to say that the heat here is still nothing like 110, anywhere between 105 and 110. It's better here. Even if it's warm and humid, it's still better than that. All right, so I have found myself, and I see I'm still not really centered properly, so I'm gonna try to work that a bit. I'm not sure why I'm not, but I'm not. So I'm going to play with this as we go. Now, there are online exclusives. Did you know that? There's always these new online exclusives. And, you know, it's hard for me to find them. And I think sometimes they're easy to miss. So when you are going on the Stampin' Up! Website and you're looking for things, make sure you click kits and you click online exclusives. They're two different categories in the store. And so you need to be finding all these things because they're too beautiful. And I'm going to talk more about that as we go. Don't forget, this is bonus days. For every $50 you spend, you will be getting a $5 coupon back from Stampin' Up! right the day of your order, you will get that coupon in your email. Save it, because in August you can use it to get money off of your next order. So you can get as many of those as you want. So if you order $100, you'll get $10 off, etc. And so this is a good time to stock up. All right, it also is almost time for some other things too. We're gonna have a new catalog coming out before too long, next month. I will be getting to have a peek at that and should be getting some things. But in our online exclusives, let me show you. Have I shown you this paper? I know I showed it to you maybe once, but I'm gonna use some of it today. Because I decided instead of doing this card, this is the one I was going to do. It is cute, isn't it? I got out our old, Campology stamp set out to do this one. This is the trees, the little tent, and then I sponged and stamped and colored. I did not, this one is cut out and stuck on, but this one is actually stamped right on a background of blue that I sponged, and this is actually white embossing here, the clouds from who knows what cloud set. And I've got 2 campfires going, because when you're doing a campfire, you got a bigger one than this, right? So I've got 1 campfire back there colored and glued on, and 1 here put on with dimensionals. These guys I fussy cut and put on with dimensionals too, and that's what I'm going to do today, but we're going to do a different background. I'm not going to do a camping one because I've done a bunch of camping type ones because I also used this. Now this is actually still available, so if you want to buy it, you can, but you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to be able to do it. I could get it because I was a demonstrator when it first came out, but I couldn't even get it now unless I sign up for Paper Pumpkin, I think. I kind of not 100% sure on that, but I think so. I never need it. I'm not a big Paper Pumpkin fan myself, but this one was really cute because it also has matching. I think I gave away the envelopes. I did. I either gave them away or I put them away. Anyhow, had matching envelopes with these colors. Like that's Copper Clay, and that one's our Moody Mauve, and I suppose this is Azure Afternoon or Balmy Blue. I don't even know. They are the in color, so that's why it's called Exploring in Color Cards and Envelopes. It was $10 for a pack of, I don't know, I think there were 20, and now it's on sale for $5, and you get all the cards and all the envelopes for $5, ladies. So here is the number if you're wondering what the order number is. This is the April-May Paper Pumpkin, and I took these to make my other cards, which I must have given them away because I couldn't even find them. This is the only one I could find. I cut it off, and then I did a matte background on it, under it, and put it on a basic card to put these little guys on, and I used that one, and I used that one. Isn't it pretty? I really liked these. Sometimes they're nicer than other times. Oh, and I used that one too. And I used this one with our wonderful railroad set too, that locomotive. Oh, it's so cute. Cute, cute, cute. Cute? Is cute the word to use with a roaring train? Probably not. Anyway, I like it. Liked it a lot, but I'm not going to use those today. I've kind of got them over here on the side with my DSPs because today I wanted to do a Christmas one. So I've got this on the side because I'm going to use it to peek at to see how I colored the animals, because we're going to color the animals. But I won't be using this, but I thought you'd be interested. That is a retired set. Now in our online exclusives, there's this sophisticated sled. I'm not going to use the stamps, but I am probably going to use one of these sentiments. So that's why I have this guy out. We will look at this later. My retired one that I'm using today is Fireside Trimmings. Do you remember this? So I thought, I want to do a Christmas card with the animals, and we're going to personify them since they are playing instruments. They are already personified. We're going to use this little fireplace background, and they're going to be playing around. I could have used this in my fireplace. I didn't even think about that. I actually cut out the dies that came with this set to do the fire in there. I might switch it out But since it has sticks, probably not. But it's a nice fire if you want a campfire. The little musical notes, I don't know if I'm going to use them, but I really do like them. So we will just see, because I want to do this paper as our background. I've already taken a piece of my, a scrap of So Saffron, which is a retired color that I just keep using it over and over again. I had a piece of like gold paper. This is not cardstock, this is paper, and I glued it to this So Saffron. This is going to be my base card that's going to go on, you know, the 5.5 by 8.5 piece I'll cut later and glue it on. So this will be the background. It's gold, okay, because if it's Christmassy, you want it to be gold. And then, because I need something behind my fireplace that would be a nice wallpaper. So obviously it won't be this one, but I just want to show you these gorgeous papers. I guess I'll just pull them all out and try to get them all back in when I'm done here. So these are all gold, and I forget what they're even called because I did not write it down, but this, oh, I bet I got it right back here now. Oh, there it is. This is Season of Green and Gold. You know, I think it was only $16 in the store. And it's available. It's in the online, and here's my Stampin' Up square code if you want it, or QR code if you want to shop with me. I appreciate it. Here's my newsletter. If you haven't signed up, and then you will get a tutorial every week featuring whatever I'm working on today. And then this is my Square store if you want to order a tutorial or class, or if you want to order a gift card, that's where you would do it, from that Square store. So we've got these papers, which I am saving for other cards for Christmas, because they are gorgeous. Look at that gold. I know you've seen this. If you're with Stampin' Up, you have seen it. I've shown it to my team because I wanted to make sure they had a chance at it before it left. This is the one I'm going to use today. I've taken a tiny piece of it out of the back, and I used the die that goes with that Fireside Trimmings to do the little holly leaf that goes on the fireplace, but I'm going to hang on to this piece because we're going to use that one. And then the bells, look at that. There is an online exclusive bell set that goes with this. So if you buy the whole suite, there might even be 2 stamp sets and this paper and a whole bunch of stuff. I don't even know, because, oh, look at that plaid. Fabulous. Oh, I'm glad I didn't see that because that might be busy, but it would have looked good behind my fireplace. I do really like these bells. They're pretty. I bet the dies that come with that set probably cut out those bells. This is gorgeous paper. I am going to be using all of this for Christmas. Every single bit of it. This side looks kind of like what we had last year with the blue, the dark navy blue and silver. No, it was gold. It wasn't silver, was it? I think it was gold. And they ran out of it. But I bought 2 packs. And I thought that was going to be enough. And then I ended up, as I was making my cards, realized, I don't think this is going to be enough. I need to order another pack. And I couldn't because it was already gone. And I did order another pack. And by the time it came, I kind of scrounged in my stash and made do. And yeah, you know the drill because you've probably been there too. All right, so what I'm going to do first of all, just so that I can get this out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. This is going to be my background piece. So we're going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, because like I said, this one is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So we're going to go, we're going to go 4 inches this way and turn it and go 5 1/4. Now I'm weird this way. I want my diamond, my gold diamonds to be right on the edge. So I'm going to take that tiny edge off and we're going to go 5 1/4. And that's going to give me a little bit of a dime. Oh, it didn't quite. I should have gone a little farther. I thought I was getting it perfect with a little bit of a diamond edge there, but I didn't. Oh, well. And then this is going to get glued on right here. This is going to be a portrait card, so it's going to be going this direction. I'm going to stick that there. And by the way, this is my website if you want to check that out. I'm so sorry I don't keep it up all that much. I tried to, but I really just couldn't take the time to do it. And then the company that takes care of that Wix site that takes care of it and makes sure it's staying unhacked wanted me to pay, and I don't earn any money. I wish I did, but I don't. So I don't really have the money to have a website up. I have to use a free one. And so I just took down all of my cards and all of my tutorials. It was very sad. Sad day when I had to do that. It took me a long time to get all that removed. But that is the way it goes. So here's my little stamp pad to clean things off. Oh, I know my glue's almost gone. Let's see if I have enough to get this on here. So I do need to buy more, but this is what I have an order, standing order. It's Stampin' Up right now because I'm waiting to get a big enough order to really place it, to get a whole bunch of those bonus coupons. And we were gone a lot to my son's wedding. I hope you enjoyed the pictures I put in the newsletter today that showed where it was. It was so beautiful, and thankfully the heat had not hit. So it was a little warm. It was a little too warm out in the sun for the whole ceremony, but you know what? Most of us braved it, and the ones who just couldn't do it went and stood in the shade, and it worked out fine. It really, then the clouds covered it, and I just said during the ceremony, thank you, God. Thank you for the cloud cover, because it was a little too warm, and that made it much nicer. Now, I've already taken my fireplace trimmings so that you wouldn't have to watch all of that, because I want to color the animals today. And I made my little fireplace. And until I get the animals done, I'm not going to actually put it on the card. But it is going to be going on here. But I can't do it until I know how big they are. So we'll figure that out. You know, the one thing I kind of wanted was a rug or something. We need something there. And this is not what I was going to use, but I might. I might use this. This is actually not Stampin' Up. This is a scrap. I cleaned out my scraps. And I found, let me put these on the side here. Those are all my pieces for this card that are from this set. I found this piece of cardstock. This is my last piece of it. It was a 12 by 12. That's a glossy cherry cobbler and real red. It's really pretty. It's marbled, but it's cardstock and it's shiny. It's pretty cool. And it might go all right here, like on the bottom. I don't know. We really need a rug. And I do have a rug die. Do you remember where that rug die came from? I think it was in the porch. There was a porch. What was that called? Summer something. The shady something porch. Let's see if I can find it, because that's actually what I need is a rug. All right, I'm looking. Take a little break here for a minute because I'm trying to see. Oh, no, it wasn't Peaceful Cabin. Lazy Days, there you are. I think there's a rug in here. Oh, there is, but it's big. It's a big rug. Let's look at the die. It's a very big rug. Actually, that will work quite nicely, though. So I might cut this rug out from this. And here's another one that would work really good behind these animals. Again, it would have to be, you know, in the background with my new stamps. If I'm trying to put people or something with them, then I definitely want it to have the things that are going with it smaller, so that that's why these animals are perfect. They're big, so they're going to stand out really nicely with just about any background you probably have. So that's what I'm using. The Fireside Trimmings came with the dies and all. I hope you bought it when it was available. Again, this is why you want to be a demonstrator. You can buy everything you want because you can't afford to otherwise. And seriously, if you have a whole lot of things in your stash, you are going to just have so much more fun making cards, because you're always going to have something really cool that you can use to make your card just even better than it would have been. All right, so I told you about bonus days, and I told you about, did I already put it away? No, there it is. I better do this while I'm thinking of it. Told you about the new catalog that's coming out, and I'm trying to decide how I want to cut this, because I still am going to use this scrap. So we'll get it all the way over here to the edge, because I am going to use that. It's a very pretty piece. New catalog is coming out probably in September. I think that we demonstrators get to pre-order from it in August. And yeah, that's going to make a really nice and interesting rug. Let's see. If I want it to be green, I'm going to want this. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I have a scrap of white, and just to be on the safe side so I don't have to mess with it later, I'm going to go ahead and do one in the green so that I can use the green if I don't really like that red, because I might not. My main colors are Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to grab some Old Olive, and we'll stamp the rug with that. Yeah, that's quite nice. And then I'm going to keep that ink pad out. We might be wanting that. I'm going to cut that rug out. That ink pad is getting a little funky, I think. Oops, I've got it in here now. Turn it about. There we go. All right, so now we can put that up there. Let's get rid of that, because that's, again, these are ones you can't purchase. You would have had that already on hand. And this one, I don't even really need the die. That straight lines are pretty easy to cut. But now our Musical Jamboree, guys, those are going to have to be fussy cut. That one is just the stamp set. It doesn't have dies. But those are ones that I'm going to be die cutting all the time. I mean, I don't have dies, so I shouldn't have said I'm going to be fussy cutting them all the time, because it doesn't have dies. I was so disgusted when I saw that. I thought, you've got to be kidding me. I'm going to be fussy cutting those little dies all over the place, because it's just the kind of thing that's going to go on a lot of backgrounds. I'm not ever going to just stick them on a card like simple stamping stuff. I'm never going to do that with those. Now, you could, but they're not the kind. My grandkids are a little older than that. I don't think they're ever going to probably really appreciate them that much. The Friendly Fins and we did have like a unicorn kind of thing and that sort of thing. Those are more their style. Okay, let's look here. Now see, I think that rug's gonna get lost. So I still might be using this one too. We'll just see. I don't want it to be too wide, and I might just color that instead. But let's put this die away. before I lose it. There we go. I'm gonna have to clean that up. That's not really holding things very well. All right, so again, $5 for that card background. You can't go wrong. This was 16 something, I believe. All right, now let's go ahead and stamp those animals. They are so cute. There you are, right here. Okay, so we're gonna do all three. I don't know that I'm gonna be using all three, but we are gonna stamp out all three, just so that I have them ready to go. We're gonna color those, and I hope you enjoy watching that, because it's fairly new to me to do fur. I've been just coloring them and very happy to just color them. But I think it was an Alyssa Tilsner picture of something she had done that said you could do fur. And I was thinking, what? Fur? How cute. And you can get a little carried away with a fur. So you do have to, you know, use your judgment. You'll get better at it. If you don't like how you are coloring, always remember, just keep practicing. No one likes what they do at first, and then you get better, and then you like it. So don't be discouraged if you don't like your coloring right away. That's just natural. I'm sure there are some people that are very talented, just naturally talented, just like they're natural athletes out there. They're just very gifted at certain things. But most of us aren't and have to acquire it. And the only way to acquire it is by practicing. It's not that much fun because you always want to do better than you can, and your brain is telling you that you can, but the reality is that you don't. And so it makes it really hard to do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, zoom on down here so that I can color this, and then hopefully I'll be able to do a decent enough job that you will want to try it. It's not hard to do, and I do need, what did I do with my card? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I just have to have my little card on the side just to kind of show myself what I'm doing, to remind myself what my basic colors are. Now, one thing that I do that I won't be showing you all of is that I do use Copic pens to lighten up sometimes. I'm not going to be doing that today. I will use Stampin' Up! Ones so that you can see how to do it. But it's pretty hard to get my lightest gray without it. The lightest brown isn't so hard because Stampin' Up! Has some natural blend pens that work really pretty well that way. Let me find them. I thought I had them out. So we have our 300, our 400, my 600 is actually what I probably use the most. I also have my bronze and ivory out. These are the things that I get out when I want to do some coloring. And then, again, I would normally use some of my Copic pens. Now, if you want to know how I color things when I'm on my own, and you want it to look more like what you see in my pictures, then you're going to have to take one of my coloring classes or join my team. The people who join my team get the privilege of seeing me color. Not that it's that, you know, they could do it on their own, but it's easier if you see someone and know what colors they're actually using. This is the Color Lifter. So that is my substitute for my Copic pens today. It's not good enough, but it's close. For the gray, I've got Smoky Slate, the light one, and I'm trying to find the dark one. It's in here somewhere. You can also use Gray Granite. That one's pretty good, but again, it can be dark. They can get on the dark side. This is Smoky Slate and my dark Gray Granite, which I doubt that I'm going to use dark Gray Granite. Probably going to just use Smoky Slate. no, not soft suede. We do have one that's called beige. I bought it. I wonder if I have it. I know I bought it, but I'm gonna have to look in my other container. I bet I don't have it in this one, which is strange because it should be in this one. Here's my light gray granite, so I'll put that over on the side. Now all of our blending pens come as two. That's because you want two. You need a darker one and a lighter one, and that can be problematic when you only use the light one. I understand that, but on the other hand, that's how Stampin' Up! Is selling it, so that's how we're buying it. I'm going to get out my 700 and 900. If I find my 800, I'll get that out too. I'm also going to get out my Petal Peach. This is or Petal Pink. This is something, if I'm trying to stick with Stampin' Up, I'll use to lighten up my browns. Let's see. There's 800. Perfect. So we'll get out my 800. Okay, and I actually have a bunch of Petal Pink. This probably one is getting old. I still never did see the beige. Where are you? Beige, beige, beige. I'm sure you're here somewhere. Did I write the name on it? Sometimes when I do these labels, then new things come and it doesn't get labeled, and then I can't even see it in here. But boy, I'm pretty sure there's a beige marker. I know I ordered it, but I'm not seeing it. So if you have it and you love it, let me know, because I'm gonna have to look back in my order and see if it just never showed up or what. But it's possible that it's just hiding in my stash of stuff. That happens. Now you want to start with the dark thing first. All right, because you want to be blending your dark into the light, but you want to leave a lot of white. So, but I'm gonna cut these guys apart just so that we can work on one at a time. I don't know if I'm going to use him. We're going to stick him off. We might just be using these guys. I'm not sure how much room will be in our living room with them. And this is what I have for my colors to color with anyway. So let's start with this one. And we'll just do our browns. All right, so first of all, I need to decide what I've got green going and gold. So it doesn't really matter what brown I use. I'm going to test this one. This one is 400. Let's see how dark it is. It's pretty dark. I actually really like bronze. Bronze is a really nice brown. And that one's looking a little bit lighter even. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start. Take my 700 here. I want to see how it's gonna blend. Some of these play better together than others. That one's not blending nicely. Let's try 800. No, that's way too yellow. Let's try my 900. Oops, I have to do another sample here of my bronze and my 400, which is very much like copper clay. That looks to me a lot like copper clay. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing here. So some pens will lighten and blend and like watercoloring. Some pens will just separate the colors out. It's kind of like curdled cream. And so anyway, this one's going pretty good with my bronze, not so great with that one. So I do check these to see, because I never can remember. I can't keep them straight. But the odd numbers of these natural tones tend to blend well with the warm colors, and your even ones, which would be my 800, tend to blend with the cool colors. So anyway, if you're not sure whether it's a cool or a warm, that most of these are going to be warm. So they're going to go, I would think they would go with my 700, but I'm not so sure that they did. All right, we're going to go try. This one is 600, and I'm going to see if I like that one better. I don't. That one's pretty light. All right, so now I've decided we are going to go with 400. We're going to start with 400, and I'm going to do where he is going to have a darker edge, okay? Not a lot of color going here, just a little, because I'm going to be smearing this color up and in. Okay, and I'm not going to touch that fiddle. I don't want to really mess with the fiddle right now. We're just going to try to get his face. His face, I don't want to obliterate his expression at all, so I'm not going to do a lot there. So you can see I just laid in a tiny, tiny bit of dark where the shading would be. And, you know, you can add more if you want here and there. I just would be careful not adding too much. And wherever it's the closest to the light, remember, it's going to be lighter. All right, we did that. Now I'm going to take my ivory, and we're going to see how that, if I can get that to blend a little bit better. There we go. Now you can see it's kind of taking some of that darkness away, but I don't really want to take it away per se. I'm going to leave a little bit of white on the edge. And I'm going to come back and color all of this again, and we're going to be using the pencil to get fur, okay? So right now I just want to try to blend that a little bit so it's not like an obvious line. And it can be a little obvious because we aren't done, but as it finishes out, you want to make sure you haven't made it so dark that you can't go over with another color again. If you keep making it dark, 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 then you end up having some trouble. Now I definitely am going to color that fiddle a different color, so. All right, now this is the color I'm going to need his face to be mostly. So I'm going to go ahead and do his little cute face with this color because it's pretty light. And I went out of the, remember we're cutting it, so it doesn't really matter as far as that goes. That's pretty good. For a starter, that's pretty good. I don't really want a lot of that pinky stuff going on in there. And this was, what color did I said it was 600, so it should blend with my 800. Well, we're going to see if it does. Yeah, it actually is doing that pretty well. Just a little bit here. It's a little bit yellowy, so we're going to have to fix that. And then what I'm going to do is take my ivory again. Because I've got a lighter color here, I think it's going to lighten it up on that edge a little bit. There we go, like that. So I'm just kind of gently coming over the whole thing. And where I've got my, that 800, it's going to keep it a little lighter. And I'm not touching his head. We'll work on that later. Okay, now I need those shadows back in again, just a little. We're going to use the pencil for that. So if you have Stampin' Up! Pencils, you're in luck, because all you have to do is find your early espresso will work. I don't want early espresso. That one's pretty dark. Let's try to find, any of these will work. This one is Cajun Craze. That one will work. It's a bit more of a orangey brown. I'm really looking for soft suede or not basic black. Sometimes I get these turned around. I have a whole bunch of pencils, not crushed curry. I have a whole bunch of pencils in this container, and I try to keep my Stampin' Up! Pencils with this color end up so I recognize them, but then I sometimes forget and just shove them in. And I do use other pencils if I have to. Like if I can't find one that's the exact color I want, then I'll use one of my other ones, which is fine. That's what we have to do. You can't always get new, like I would have to order new pencils right now in order to get copper clay and whatnot, and I'm not doing that. I'm going to sharpen this one up. You do need it to be pretty sharp so you can get your fur going good. And I have an electric sharpener, but it always just eats my colored pencils. So I've learned to just, I found this on Jerry's Artorama, I believe. I don't remember, but any kind of a craft store is probably going to have a good pencil sharpener to keep your colored pencils nice and sharp. Okay, now we're going to take my darkest one, and I'm actually going to do the fur. I'm going to bring this down just a little more. Hopefully you can see him good. Let me see if I can see him. Good. All right, so where there's a little bit of lines, we're going to just add in the fur. Just a little bit here where it's dark. This is the dark one, so I want to add a bit more darkness there and there. Very cute. Adding in the fur really makes a difference, doesn't it? I think it does. Okay, so we don't need to go too carried away here with this one. This one's pretty dark. Let's grab out, this is my Cajun Craze. It's a little bit red. Let's see what this one is. That's a little bit better. I think what I need is like, if you have your pencils from way back, you might have Close to Cocoa. That's a good one. Trying to think what are our other browns right now that are a perfect brown. My copper clay would be really good. I don't have that one. Okay, I'm gonna go just a little. I don't want too much around his nose. I do want some lines just to kind of give him a little more personality. I think I'm gonna use this pencil for my fiddle, just to make sure it's a little different color than his body. But definitely a brown. You want a nice brown fiddle. All right, now I think what I want to do is I'm going to use my ivory again to go over that again. And then that's going to kind of soften that up. That actually is going to wash your inks together a bit. I'm not doing right around his eye at all anymore. Just that bit that I already did is all I want. This is going to soften that up a bit. Isn't he cute? He looks pretty good. You could do more fur if you want, but I'm not going to. We do need to do his belly, and I think I want to I'll just do this ivory on his belly. You could leave his belly white. I think I left his belly white before, but I think this time I'm going to color his belly. Okay, I'm going to leave the strings the way they are and everything else, but you could put a little bit of pink in his cheek if you want. I don't think I want to. I do want to lighten up the edge just a bit. So I'm going to take my color lifter. I don't know if this one's actually even, some of them are kind of drying out. Let's see if it's working. I'm not sure if it's really even working, so I'll take my gel pen, if I can find it. Where are you? All right, so your gel pen can always add a little bit of white, especially around these little dots. I want little flecks of white, and on his tail, I want a little bit. And up here, a little bit. This one's not. That's an 8. And that one also is an 8, but maybe it'll, there we go, come out a bit more. There we go. Okay, don't get too carried away. It's always easy to get too carried away. All right, I think that's good. I don't want too much. I'm gonna put a little there, a little there, a little on the tip of his ear, and I think that's good. We're gonna call that one good. He's pretty good. I could stand to have him be a bit darker, but I'd have to find, I will have to find my darker brown. Where are you? Oh, here, what are you? That's great. That's not it. I should have got my darker brown out. I just need a little bit darker brown for the shading. There we go. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Now we're going on to our little badger. Is this a badger? I think this is a badger. So I don't need my brown pencil, so I need to get those out of here. And let me be more careful how I'm putting them away so that I can find the Stampin' Up! Ones when I need to. That would be really helpful. I always just shove these in here when I'm in a hurry. And then I need a light gray. Do I have a light gray here? Well, I'm gonna need the black, so we will get our Stampin' Up! Black. I have basic gray, and basic gray can pretty much be any kind of gray, but I thought I do have a silver. I don't really want silver, but if I need to, I guess I can use it. I do have a white. I don't think I'm going to use that, but we'll get it out anyway. Oh, I even have a Stampin' Up! Whisper white. I didn't even know I did have that. The things you find when you're dinking around. All right, now we need, let me get rid of my browns because now we need to get, I'm going to keep these guys. Those are the lighter ones and the ivory. We might be using them. All right, so we've got Smoky Slate. We're going to start with dark Smoky Slate. And I don't know if you're going to be dark enough. Let's see if you are. You're pretty dark. Okay, so we're gonna just start with a little bit here and there. I could leave his feet kind of white, but we're not gonna. I don't know well enough about how to color a badger to know whether it should be that way or not. I thought I saw a badger. We had a large animal in the backyard one day, and I said, Jeff, is that a badger? I don't know, is that a badger? No, it's not a badger. He knew it wasn't a badger. He was right. And then it lifted its head and we could see, oh, it's a raccoon. It's a big raccoon, a really big raccoon. And he came a couple of days. He kind of solved the mystery about why some of my rose bushes were all knocked down, just a couple of canes. He must have been ravaging around in there a little bit. Not enough to ruin the roses, but enough to knock down some canes. So that was interesting. he didn't really do any damage. We don't have, you know, that kind of we don't have a vegetable garden, for one thing, and our poor neighbors do. Saw our backyard neighbor that likes to do the fire pit racing out of his house saying, "Get out of here." Oh boy, yeah, that I'm sure it was a raccoon. I don't know if it was, but I think it was. I saw something lumbering away. It could have been the rock, or yeah, rock chucks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this lightly. I would not be using this if I was all on my little lonesome. I think I would be using a C2, or even better than that, a W1 Copic pen, or a W0 or a 00. And that way I could manage my color a little bit better there. But we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take this white. See what happens if I put some white with the pen. Nothing's happening. I don't even see that. So now I'm gonna take my black and I'm gonna go back again and just try to get some of this shading in with fur this time. Okay, so we're just doing little teeny little, not dots. I'm pulling it towards me, barely. You can go lighter, heavier, depending on how dark you want that pencil to be. If you want it light, do it very lightly. It'll give you like a gray. And if you want it darker, then you're going to do a nice dark stroke. Okay, and then you can kind of get it to be like a little fur, and you can get it to be even just with this black pencil, you can get it to be the shade you want it, whether it's more of a gray or a black. Okay, pretty good. I do want to add, I need something to just kind of wash it. You could use a water pen kind of thing. I'll try my color lifter, but I think it's pretty dried out. Yeah, it is. And you can see I'm getting some stuff on it, which I don't want. And because it's so dried out, I'm going to have to buy a new color lifter. You know, that is not good news. I don't want to have to buy a new color lifter. I'm pretty sure I have another color lifter somewhere. Let's look. I've got a few. I shoved them in various places. But, of course, I'm not seeing them now. Color lifter. Thought I had it in with my yellows. Okay, there is another way to do this, which I don't really like doing because it ruins your nibs. So you can get this alcohol blending solution, and the color lifter doesn't have any ink in it anyway. You can pull out your nibs and you can add some of that to your barrel. Okay. But the problem is, I've noticed anyway with this alcohol solution, is it ruins my nibs. So I don't recommend doing that. Certainly don't do it with your colored one. Just buy a new pen. But this is gonna blend it just a tiny bit. And you can see it pulling off the ink there a little bit to lighten it up, where I kind of wanted it lighter at the top. Okay, right on the top of his little arm. Lighten it up there. You can see where that is making a delineated line right there, because I've applied that alcohol, you know, right directly to it, basically, because I dumped some in there. But that is going to ruin my nib. So it isn't something I would really recommend doing. It's a stopgap for an emergency, you know. All right. Because there's alcohol on it, I can kind of go like on that again, and that's going to sort of smooth out where I've got that line going. There we go. All right, that's looking, he's looking pretty good. But I don't want to just leave him without his little lines here. So we're gonna put in these again and really darken them up so I can see them. All right, he's so cute. Make his little fur face. I kind of want this to be, I should have done that white. I kind of need this to be colored, right? I'm kind of confused. I think that's supposed to be colored, and I think this one is supposed to be white. So I'll use my white pen to kind of fix that. And then we'll put a little bit of white in his coat, where his little bristly hairs might have a bit of white on the edge. He's so cute. Look at him. Okay, so what kind of music do you like? Do you like country? Because if you do, you're going to be really excited about this set. If you like even just, oh, that's that peach one. I thought it was beige. Where's my, or ivory. I want my ivory on that. There we go. If you like folk music, you would really enjoy that. That is so cute. I think those are good. I'm going to leave those right there. And let's pull the camera back up again so you can see what's going on in the whole picture. And we're going to fussy cut these guys out. I don't need that anymore. We're going to put together a card, and I think it's going to look really cute. Okay, so we're going to fussy cut them out. That's actually pretty easy to do. Thankfully, I would prefer to have a die, but you would normally leave a little white around it. But with these guys, I kind of like just cutting as close as I can, leaving a tiny bit of white maybe around it so you can see their black outline. But the fiddle is the hard part. The fiddle, the bow, you know, this part right there. It's thankfully just a straight line. Some musical instruments are pretty, ooh, the neck of the fiddle's a little bit tricky. I could get out my little snips, that'd probably help. In Branson, they have down at Silver Dollar City this month, it's staying open till 10 every night. That's nice because it's a little later. During the summer, people have kids out of school, so they can do that. Normally, it closes down pretty early. And Jeff and I like to go. We keep passes for the whole family all year long so that when our kids and grandkids visit us, we can just go down there for pretty much free, depending on how often they're visiting us. Right now, it's not that often because they have such little kids. So when they're older, hopefully it'll be a little more often. But anyway, they can go down there with us for free. And oh man, it is so much fun. And we haven't been down there yet for the fireworks because this year, our 4th of July, as you remember, it was raining a lot. And we did not end up leaving town at all for the 4th like we normally would, at least somewhat. And so we did see fireworks a lot in our neighborhood, but I'd kind of like to go see the fireworks at brand at Silver Dollar City, because they do them every night through the whole month of July. I think it ends August 4. So we've got a bit of time. I knew we would have some when we got back from the wedding, and we were pretty, well, Jeff drove the whole way, but still, riding for, it's a long way to Washington State, a long way. So we got a bit tired of driving. Branson's only about 45-minute drive, but I still didn't really relish the idea of driving. Okay, so now let's put our fireplace in here and put our little guys in here to see how we want them to fit. I'm gonna put my wreath up here above the fireplace. And I also want the Christmas trees up here because this is gonna be a Christmas one. So let's see here. We'll center that. I don't know if that can really be centered. We might put the wreath on the side, put the candles there. We're gonna have that there. And we've got little candles that I can stick on here. I think I'll do that in a minute. And the rug. Let's see how the rug's gonna go. Yeah, the rug's gonna look good. But I really might want a bigger edge to that rug rather than this. Oh, well, maybe I'm thinking this with the rug under it. Oh, I do think so. So let's measure that, and I'll just cut a little piece. So we'll want approximately 1.5 by 4 inches. Okay, so we will go 1.5 by 4 inches. And I'm going to put this down a bit so you can see better. And then we're going to just glue that on the bottom. Oh, that is going to be cute. Do I want 4 inches? Or do I want it in? I think we'll just do, we'll do the 4 inches. Get some of that glue there. I hope you're making your Christmas cards already, are you? Because it comes up so quick. I always make so many that I have a bunch from years past, so I don't usually sweat it. We do send out a lot of more Christmas cards now than I ever have. And I already sent out a lot. But of course there are many people now I don't see at Christmas time that in the past I wouldn't have bothered sending a Christmas card to. But if you overshoot your glue a little bit, you can wipe it off, especially on these kinds of slippery surfaces. Just don't get too carried away. All right, now we do want dimensionals for most things. I think we'll put dimensionals on this fireplace. It's, I wanted it to be a bit grayer on the inside here, so I'm going to use my pencil. Kind of just do that a little bit here. Okay. Just a little. There we go. And then my ivory, where did you go? Ivory is what I colored the fireplace mainly with, and a little bronze here, and then old, is that ivory? Yeah, it is, okay. There we go, that's looking a little bit better. All right, I just needed that to be a bit darker. I'm gonna put it there, I believe. And then will that be enough room for our rug? Yes. Yes, 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 very good. So we'll put our little fire, do you remember this fireplace? Oh, I sure hope you have it. This was one, we had a fireplace before, and it was a good one, but I don't know if it had dies or not. I couldn't afford to buy it when it was in our catalog. And because, of course, I wasn't a demonstrator then. So I didn't have the fireplace that we had from the 1990s or 2000 and early 2000s. I don't remember when it came out. It was a nice one. It had a Christmas tree and everything. But, okay. All right, there you are. And then we'll put our little wreath on there. Oh, maybe I better do the tree first. And get a mini dimensional out here too. There. Okay, right there, and then this guy. There. There. And there, and there, and then I think down in Arkansas too, we've got some really good things going down there that Jeff and I we have not gone down to Arkansas yet. So I think that's going to be our next big stop. Will be Arkansas. Now the little candles, I did a whole bunch. I think I'm going to glue this on first just to make sure it's on. I could put tape on here, I suppose, but I'll just glue it. Doesn't need a ton, just a little bit. Like that. There we go. And there's also these cute little pine cones. Now that actually can fit on the wreath, but I kind of like to have the pine cones here. So I'm going to snip these apart. They came to go on the wreath, I believe, but I kind of like to put them on the greenery on the fireplace. I don't need all of you, just some. All right, there we go, little one right there. Oh, stay on there. I'm going to grab my tweezers to do this with. I'm having trouble with my nails because my fingers are all sticking with glue. Like that. One thing about having sticky, gluey fingers is things do stick to it good. Not good when you're trying to get it off, but it's great when you're trying to pick it up. That. There's another one right there. One more. There. Okay, very cute. Very cute. And then I've got my grate. This is the little grate that goes in the fireplace. Now it is super, super skinny. So I'm gonna eyeball where it's going. And I'm gonna put a little line of glue right in the fireplace. Come on, you can do it. It wants to stick to me. Okay, there we go. Now your little grate is down. Isn't that cute? I did gold foil for my flames because it's all foil and gold. Let's see here. We don't have any logs. I thought I had logs. Where are the logs? Come on, you gotta have, there they are. Oh brother, I did not do the logs. I better do those. You've got to have logs. Let's stamp that really quick. I could do the campfire and just stick it in there without the sticks, I suppose. But... oh, there you are, right there. I don't know what I thought that was, but I didn't really catch on to what I needed, apparently. Here's a tiny scrap. We don't need much. There we go. And it's going to be nice to have another Christmas card done. Really nice. Okay. There's my little logs. I'm not even going to get the die cut out. You don't really need it for this. This is pretty easy. To get my machine over here, to clear the space. Normally my machine, it just sits on the side and I just carry it over there and cut it. But when I'm doing this, I'd have to actually clear this space. It would be kind of a bit of a nuisance. All right, so I think what I want is I'm going to take one of the big fires and stick it on the back side of this little log grouping. And we're going to glue this here. Move it up a bit. And then we'll put the log on top of that one. Okay, now I'm just gluing it because I don't really want it sticking farther out than the fireplace, you see. And then we will glue the other ones. Let's see how I want this to be, like here and here. No, I don't think I need that. Maybe not that one, maybe just this one. I cut out a few of the flames just because I wasn't sure how I wanted it. Oh yeah, that looks good, just like that. So we'll put a glue dot right there. And the fire right there. Very cute. And if I wanted any more flames, I could do one more maybe. A partial flame on the side. Might not be bad. There we go. You're not wanting to stick. Why are you doing that? Stay on there. Okay, very good. Now we can do my little rug. Doesn't that look nice with the black, with that dark background behind it? You can see it really good. And then I didn't need to color the rug at all. I really didn't want to add, I don't want to add a lot of color. I kind of want to stick with this gold and old olive look. Go like this. There we go. And then this little guy's gonna go there. This little guy's gonna go here. I do have these candles to stick on there. I might not be able to fit very many of them on. That fireplace is pretty well packed with stuff. Now there's room to have a nice sentiment right on that fireplace. And there's another one. I don't know if I want to put another one on there. I don't think I have room. So we're not doing that. And then I also need to figure out my sentiment. I cut out the tags and they will fit, but I won't have much room for a sentiment. So let's see what I wanted to, I kept out this sled because this is what I was going to use. There's, let's decorate the season with happiness, cute. Good tidings, that'll fit. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter is the one that I wanted. But there's also Let It Snow, which is in the font. I mean, the font is going to fit here really nicely. I don't know. Maybe I'll do Good Tidings and Let It Snow. Let's try that. Okay, so we're going to get out Good Tidings first. Good Tidings. See how that's going to fit. Oh boy, it's barely gonna fit. I won't really be able to get my Let It Snow on there if I do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the Let It Snow then. Because Good Tidings, you're not working. You're not working in that space. All right, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh boy, I bet you're glad I don't sing. Wouldn't that be awful if you had to listen to that? Not red. Let's go with my old olive. Better just stick with old olive. Thankfully, I can see through it. It's a photopolymer stamp. Love these. They do make it much easier to do. Let It Snow. So cute. It's nice font. I like the mixture of font. And of course there are little snowflakes that you could use to make that fancier, but we will play with this more later. Online stamp set, don't miss it. There's a whole bunch of really cool online things. Isn't that cute? So we're just gonna glue this on. I was gonna put my gold frame around it, but I don't know if I have room for the gold frame. I don't think I do. I'd have to heave up my, I might. Let's see. Maybe. Aha, you do fit just barely. Why is it sticking in my hand so bad? Because it's sticky, that's why. All right, come on, stop with the glue. And let it snow, right there on top of my frame. There we go. Isn't that cute? And now we will use our dimensionals to put on our little cute musical jamboree guys. And that is that. Well, hey, Michelle, it was nice to see you. I'm glad you stopped on your way through. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, I'm glad you're staying inside the air conditioning. Pretty toasty where you are. There's that one. And this one. Thank you for commenting, so I knew you were there. It's nice to see you. Next time I come up to Spokane, I'm coming by myself. And then I can see more of my family And Jeff would be fine to do it too, but it's just that, you know, it's just, I want to spend a little more time than he'd probably want to. And then maybe you can come up to Spokane and see me too. That would be nice. All right, these guys are so cute. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Oh, you're gonna love that. Those little musical jamboree guys, you can put them with anything. They're gonna be super cute. Get all my little pieces put together here. I'm putting those in with that fireplace set in a little bag so I don't have to do it again the next time I get in there. All right, so now that we've done that, all you need to do is get your card, basic, I'm gonna use this 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2. Already ready to go. And we're gonna glue that guy on there, and that one is done. Does not need any ribbon. It's pretty layered up with stuff. This glue is almost done. There we go. Turn the edge where it came over a little. And voila, a Christmas card done. Isn't that nice? It's always nice to have a Christmas card done. Isn't that cute? Okay, so that is that. The Musical Jamboree set. There's the number right there if you want it. If you buy right now $50 worth of product, remember you're going to get a $5 coupon from Stampin' Up! Back. And they will let you spend that in August. And if you spend more, then you will get more. For every $50, you get another $5 coupon. Pretty good deal. Yes, I'm a little warm in here. It's toasty, but I've got the fan on. I'm fine. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching me. Share and like my page, please. I appreciate it very much. You can go to YouTube and you can subscribe. I would appreciate that too. And you have a great rest of the week and a fabulous finish to July. I will see you next week. Bye.